Well, look, we wanted to compete. We know India are a good side, but once again, one really bad session with the bat has destroyed our chance in the Test match. Look, I suppose 400 is a good score, but it's manageable in Chittagong. There's no way we should be bowled out for 150 in the first innings, and that's what's lost us the game. So some really poor decision making with the batters, and that's the most disappointing thing for me. Look, there's obviously a lack of confidence in the top order. There's no doubt about that. The young player who hasn't played Test matches with us and is confident at the moment has come in and shown us how to do it and played really well. He's obviously come into the Test match confident from his A side and domestic performances, and the rest of the guys' confidence is just pretty low at the moment and not managing to find a way to get out of that slump. There's a whole host of players in the top 5 or top 6 that haven't played as well as I'd have hoped and been as consistent as I had hoped, and that's disappointing. Look, it's based pretty much on the fact that domestically and for the A side he hasn't really got a lot of runs of late, and hasn't played international cricket for close to 5 or 6 months now, I suppose, and hasn't got the number of runs that we would have hoped for domestically and for the A side, and that's probably why. It was a no-brainer to pick Zakir because he's confident in coming into some form, and that's the reason he missed out. We had to mix up the batting order simply because there was no one else really to bat number 3. We wanted to get a right-hander into the top order. He's a guy that did well in a couple of Test matches when he played. He played the last Test match, I think he played in, did he play in New Zealand? The New Zealand series, and got some runs, so then got injured. So he looks to score and looks to play nice and powerful, and that's the reason we got him up at number 3. We couldn't bat Shakib 3, we couldn't bat Mustafiz 3, we couldn't bat Litton 3, we couldn't bat Hossain 3, but we wanted to give him an opportunity. And if there's a good place to bat up the order, it would be in Chittagong, because it's a good wicket, probably the best time to bat against the new ball because you can score. So that's the main reason we got him in at number 3. He could play as a batter. Obviously he didn't bowl enough overs because he's still struggling with his shoulder and with his bruising, which is obviously a big blow for us because it leaves us with 4 bowlers, and then one bowler breaks down, Ebadat breaks down, then you're stuck with 3 bowlers. So it's a very difficult side balancing at the moment because our batting order is not confident, our top order, but we've also got bowlers who can't bat, so 9, 10, 11, and not their fault because they're not there to bat, but at least just a little bit vulnerable with only playing 4 bowlers. I'm not 100% sure about whether he'll be able to bowl it. He's definitely available to play as a batter, which is obviously an issue for us because he's an all-rounder. You need an all-rounder. So at the moment he'll need to be assessed in the next day or 2, but at the moment fit to play as a batter. He's got one of our best records. He got 80 in the second innings, and he's the captain of the side. So whether, like I say, all-rounders, whether if you're an all-rounder, you get picked in the team. If you're not bowling well, you're still worth your money with a bat. If you're not batting well, you're still worth your money with a ball, and he's worth his money with a bat. It depends very much on the makeup of the team. We were hoping Shakib could bowl a few overs here. It's something I need to think about going forward because the nature of the wicket in Mirpur is different. So we need to get an understanding what the wicket's going to be like before we make a decision there. But like you say, I don't like chopping and changing that much. I like to be fair to players. So at the moment, the middle order pretty much jammed up with Shakib, Mushfiq, Litton. So wherever he plays, he's got to make use of his opportunity because sometimes you don't bat in the position you want to bat in, but you've got to make it count.